Hey guys, what's up? It's Friday? No, it's not Friday. It's Saturday. I was tired yesterday. So Thursday and Friday, we didn't sleep a lot. I don't know if you know, but Mystery Booster 2 came out. And it was amazing. It was really fun. You can watch, we did two separate videos of opening two separate boxes. And we got some good hits. We got a lot of stuff that was mid. You know, these white borders are not super valuable, but we got some good rares. And the Future Sight cards, dear Lord, the Future Sight cards are worth a ton of money. People love these Future Sights. So we got two foils in two boxes. One foil box is about the average hit rate. And the one we did an auction for, and we started it at $50 and it's got one bid. But these things are going between, if you get a really good one like Lotus Petal, like $300 and $500 for these foil Future Sight frame borders cards. That's pretty crazy. There is a chance that you could get an acorn in these Future Sight slots. And those are, I guess, foil as well. I haven't seen one yet. I have yet to see anybody pull one on any video, but apparently they exist. You can get acorns. Very valuable. We don't have one. Some people have gotten two Future Sight foil cards, and those are crazy packs. Crazy, crazy packs. So if you have Mystery Booster 2, it's very fun. I would recommend you draft it with friends if you have that option. If you want to crack it open, the prices are starting to stabilize now. We were very lucky and we got them ahead of some other people. So we sold a bunch of stuff for $20, $30 a card. We sold the City of Brass today for $24, which is a little on the low side, honestly. We had it listed for $30 and we did some negotiation. But stuff like that is selling like hotcakes. And the problem is now people are getting it, so it's going to lower the value, which is honestly a good thing because we want people to have the cards that they want to have, right? This is why we're doing the whole business. We want to provide the community with the things that they want and maybe in turn make a little bit of margin. So it's good. People are getting MB2 in hand and they're listing stuff, but just if you're getting it now and expecting to see crazy, crazy profits, set your expectations a little bit. So anyway, that's the last 2 days. It's been busy. We've slept not a lot. We also have family over this weekend and through the rest of the week. So we were cleaning and I have my job now. We're fully back at work. So 9 to 5 is that. And then from 5 to 10 p.m. is the free hours. And, you know, the boy needs to feed every 2 hours or 2.5, whatever. And there's not a lot of time. So it's been tough. It's been tough. And we knew it was going to be tough. We started this 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago now. I think we're in the end of month 1 now, officially. So we're going to do a little bit of a recap. I want to do some finances. I'll probably jump on the computer over here and show you the spreadsheets we built. Show us where we're at. They weren't lying when they said that starting a business would be expensive. And we don't have a brick and mortar, and we're easily over $10,000 spent right now. That's a lot of money. A lot of that is inventory. So theoretically, you know, we can burn the inventory out, you know, replace it with new stuff. Burn it out? Is that what people say? We're going to sell stuff. We're not going to light it on fire. We're not going to fire sale it. Hopefully, we're going to break even. And if we can break even, that's a start. We haven't yet done that, and you'll see in the numbers that we're not even very close. But, you know, we're committed. We're into this for $10,000, and there's always the discussion of a sunk cost fallacy. Should you give up and do something else instead of sticking with a plan that maybe isn't super profitable? But here's the thing. No business is profitable in their first month. The important things are, do we like it? Yes. Are we able to continue doing it? So far, yes. And is there a road to profitability? If there's no road, if there's no chance that it'll ever be profitable, we should cut our loss, right? I think there's a road. It's a tough road, and everybody's said that it's a tough road. We knew it was going to be tough. we still chose to walk down this path, and we again want to bring you with us. So what's happened this week? Other than Mystery Booster 2, which was at the end of the week, Alex finished scanning our vintage bulk collection. We spent $300 on a ton of vintage cards from a family friend. So not a great deal for us. And we were a little nervous until we got it all scanned and sorted. It was over 4,000 cards or so. It's almost double our initial collection. So a ton of cards. And we scanned it in, grand total $711, which is pretty good margin. It's not bulk LGS, $5 per thousand, but it's something that we can work with. And the other thing is that this is vintage stuff, so this was well loved. These cards are not all in near mint condition. In fact, very few are in near mint. A good portion are in LP, some MPs, a lot of heavily played cards. So I don't expect all these cards, even the valuable ones, to sell quickly or maybe ever. But it is, at least on paper, a good buy. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, about Wednesday, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday this week, we got our credit cards. And if you know anything about finances, that credit cards can be a pretty bad thing if you don't know what you're doing. So I agree with that wholeheartedly. You should not have credit cards if you are irresponsible with your money. That said, we made some big orders. Not huge orders. Luckily, the credit card limit is reasonable, but we did spend over $1,000 at Southern Hobby. There is a number that we have to hit that we cannot tell you. If we reach that number and spend at Southern Hobby, we will have access to pre-orders on Pokemon products. That's incredible because we need, in the Pokemon world, to be at release date. The stuff you can get now from Southern Hobby is stuff that's in stock and at regular, not pre-order pricing. Like it's a little bit higher. It's seen some market activity, right? So the prices have moved a little bit higher, and the only stuff that's in stock is stuff that people didn't want. So what did we buy? We bought 288 check lane blister packs. Here's a picture of what that is, if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. In the basement right now, 288 of those. In theory, we could sell them for a margin that is reasonable on TCGplayer. But our actual goal with these packs is to start streaming, starting to do breaks, not really a break in this case, but just to sell product on Whatnot or TikTok Shop, which we were approved for both platforms. So we'll try one, try the other, see which one works better for us. I think TikTok will be better for Pokemon, and Whatnot will probably be better for the Magic stuff. But the idea is if we can communicate with people, we need an audience. We need to be able to communicate with people and show our faces so that you can get some, credible reputation. You're not a scammer. If you go to our website, which you should do, pandorasdeckbox.com, there's no indication that we aren't a scam. So if we're real people opening real packs, you'll see us and we'll have reviews. We need to build up, like we've been doing for eBay and TCGplayer, these reviews, these reputation boosters, right? And we are seeing with TCG and eBay an increase in sales with those increasing number of reviews, which is awesome. So we need to start streaming. We need to get that reputation on Whatnot and TikTok. TikTok's not always fun. I'm going to put this on airplane mode because there's a bunch of shit happening. Once we get the reviews on TikTok, Whatnot, we do some of these streams. We're going to be awkward as hell at first. It's going to happen. Just like me talking to the camera right now. I've only done 5 of these now, so it's still a little shaky. I have less notes. My notes is like 6 lines now instead of a whole script. So more impromptu. I'm hoping less edits because it takes time to edit the video. I don't want to do that. So speak better. Words, love it. Cut out the burps. No burps. So besides Southern Hobby, we made another order with our brand new credit cards, our business credit cards. We chose the Chase Ink Unlimited because it gives you 1.5% return on every purchase, which is pretty good, and it's got 12 months, no APR. We want to pay off every month. We really need that to happen. But right now, in the first month, it's tricky. We don't want to keep infusing this business with our own savings, right? We chose, instead of it, to invest in the markets, which are going to go crazy now that rates are coming down finally. We're choosing to invest our cash. We still have 401k, all that stuff. For Roth, it's all in the markets. It's all in a stable index fund. It's not crazy, right? But the extra stuff, the little bit of cash we have, we're putting into cardboard. And that sounds crazy, but we can't go overboard with our own money. So what's going to happen is we're getting sales. I think I'll pull up the dashboard for TCG and eBay. We're over maybe $1,500 combined on that. And we can use that to pay off the credit cards, right? Get the credit card. You need to build up this inventory. Have something not embarrassing on your website. That's important. We need a good amount of product so that you can see that we're a real business and not just what we have now is like some play boosters of Bloomborough and a Crimson Vow bundle that was on sale at Amazon. We need to have 288 blister packs ready to go. We need to have ETBs, which was also part of the order from Southern Hobby. So Stellar Crown ETBs are available. And this order from Japan. That's right. We found a Japanese wholesaler for Pokemon. And really, really praying that it's not a scam. We sent over $1,000 to this guy and found him on Instagram. You can do the same. I don't know why, but apparently there's some secrecy towards this stuff. It doesn't make any sense to me. Just search Pokemon, Japan, cards, wholesaler. You'll find some people, which is also why it felt like a scam. This was direct advice from Pokey Any, who's the king of these videos, right? He does this all the time, and he's impeccable and is talking to the camera and conveying useful information. This last video he posted on is about tax information, nexus, economic nexus. It's important stuff. And if you are into this at all and want to do it your own way, you want to try and follow our footsteps, check out his videos, because seriously, very, very helpful. And obviously it's no replacement for a tax person, but getting the basic information understanding is good to talk to a tax person with, right? So what's coming from Japan? Pokemon 151. It's what everybody wants. It's also the most expensive thing that he had. And then we literally just bought one of everything that was old. Every old product. And I think what we want to do is we want to have these like variety streams where it's not just 151 for 3 hours and you're watching the same cards get cut and, oh, you get a hit. Oh, good job. And then you cut 20 more packs Pokemon. Oh, you get a hit. We want to explore all these older sets because honestly, personally, we didn't get to open them, and especially not Japanese versions. So I think that could be a niche that maybe isn't being filled right now on Whatnot or TikTok. So we're going to try to sell booster packs on those platforms from Japan and see what we can get. Honestly, the prices were not terrible. There is some foreign transaction fees. Shipping's like over $80 because it's coming from Japan. And in general, using the credit card added some fees that we wouldn't need if we infused with cash. So again, if you have $100,000 lying around, willing to just go towards your side hustle, that's going to save you a little bit of money. But the fact is, we didn't want to spend $100,000 in cash to get this thing off the ground. So we're going to use 12 months APR, 0% to build up that inventory, get it moving, get the bills paid, get cash, turn credit card money into cash money in the forms of transactions. So you're going to send me money for these cards, right? You're going to do it. When I say me, I mean we. You're going to send us money for the cards. We're going to have it in our bank account. Next time we order from Japan, which if this goes well and he's not a scammer, will be soon, we'll pay in cash and we'll save like almost $100 in fees because it's crazy to spend a credit card on these fees. But we truthfully wanted to have the protection to charge back if this is a scam. And we just didn't want to commit that cash up front. Now that's probably a mistake. I think there are people that know what they're doing. If you're watching this screaming at your computer right now, they're saying, if you don't have the cash to do this, you shouldn't do it. But truthfully, fuck those guys. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We have 12 months to pay off the credit card. It's a very small amount. We're not getting over our heads. We have no personal debt. The only thing I have is the solar loans, solar panels. So we have a solar panel on our house, right? And we pay for that loan with the credits that are generated from the solar panels. I'm not worried about debt. Our debt, personally, is okay. Student loans, killed them. Credit cards, killed them. We're good. Don't fret. We're good. This is a bit of a risk in the sense that there could be an opportunity cost that is lost by not having this cash in the stock market. We have, like I said, money in the stock market. We're not missing out on these bull gains that are happening because rates, sorry, you had a little shit on your face. These gains are going to go crazy because the rates are coming down, right? The market is going to increase, I assume. It's not without the shadow of a doubt. There is this doubt monster that sits on your shoulder that says, are you making the right choice? And I think about this, and this is a little rambly, sorry. Again, small notes, I'm making it up. I think to myself, we have a boy. Should we not just take this money and put it in a 529? By the way, he has a 529. We are adding money to it every month, and it's out of the question. It's not related to the business. But could we take this $10,000 that we spent and put it into his college fund? Yes, but life is short, and you can't take it with you. You cannot take the money you earn to the grave. You can be buried with it, like you can build a pyramid and stuff a bunch of gold around you, but it's not going to help. Like, we have so many years on this earth, and if you want to hoard your money and never spend a dollar and have millions and millions of dollars to give to your son when he's 40 or whenever the hell I'm going to die, you could do that. That's a choice. But I choose rather to be that greedy dragon hoarding gold, to spend the money that we have, not all of it. We still have an emergency fund. I'm not crazy. And do things that make us happy. And this is a potential off-ramp to the 9-to-5 grind. I know it's not easy, and we're finding out through these orders, through Mystery Booster 2, which was a lot of work, that it's not easy work. What I'm doing now is also work. My real job, 9 to 5, that's work. It's hard. I've just been doing it for 20 years, and I want to try something else, right? Alex, also not in her dream job. This is fun. It's work, but we're having a good time. And I want to be able to go to work and have a good time again. And if this is an off-ramp that could eventually lead to that, amazing. Like, that would be incredible to wake up and be happy to go to work. Even if it's hard, even if the days are long and the money is small. Like, for a while, it's not going to be that profitable. Even if you can cover overhead and make a small margin, you're not going to be a billionaire in cards. Only Rudy from Alpha Investments is going to be a billionaire from cards, and fuck Rudy. Like, there's all these other people in the world that just want to make a living and be happy doing what they love. So that's what we're trying to do. All these YouTubers that tell you to never try, it's like, it's honestly concerning. Are they trying to just manipulate the markets? They don't want competition. Obviously, I'm not competition for Rudy. But it's so weird that he's so negative about anybody trying these things. And I get it. There are a lot of people who are irresponsible and cannot take a $10,000 cash blow. And I get they shouldn't try right now. But it doesn't mean ever. You can always be in a different spot in a future state, right? And if it's what you love and you can do it, why shouldn't you try? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Festival in a Box. So Festival in a Box is pretty good all around. Tons and tons and tons of value in the cards. Again, they're stabilizing now, they're dropping, but a lot of fun. A lot of fun to open those packs. Seeing the history of Magic, in near mint form. We had that bulk, vintage collection, but everything's well played, and that's cool to see too. To see these cards well loved is awesome. But to have a near mint copy of these 50 fucking million-year-old cards, however long Magic's been around, right? 94. It's really cool. And it's fun as somebody who missed that. And it sucks that I missed Magic. I started playing in 2007, which is already missing Magic. Like that was already a decade later than all the cool shit that had happened in Magic. And then I stopped playing until 2023. So I missed a ton of Magic, and I loved Magic. I wish I played it. I wish I'd been collecting this whole time because, holy God, I don't know if I'd have the money to spend on a business if I were spending money on Magic the whole time. But it is truly a beautiful and amazing game that connects people in a way that I get more pleasure out of than even playing video games or just simply chatting with people. Like, you can chat with people while you're playing Magic. Stop hanging out with your parents. Play Magic with your parents. It's way better. And spend a goddamn money on my cards. And when I say my, I mean all. Buy singles. If you love MB2 and you don't have the money to pay $250, well, you can't anymore. It's sold out. If you don't have the money to pay $300 for a scalper, like me, like us, then buy the singles. Just buy the couple singles you like. The white border cards are as low as $1, maybe $2 for some fancy ones. There's obviously some rares that are, sell the Gitaxian, I don't know how to pronounce that, Gitaxian Probe for like $20 in white borders, which is crazy. Future Sight cards are a little more expensive, but again, if you love this style, buy the singles. That's what we're here for. We're cracking packs to sell the singles to people that don't want to buy the whole thing and gamble, right? That makes sense. Buy the singles. So in opening the boxes, we tried streaming live to Twitch and then uploading that to YouTube. And we stupidly had some copyrighted music, so Twitch muted a bunch of the footage. Sorry, the boy is awakening. But that we tried to promote it. First of all, we put like $30 into promoting that. And the first couple comments were like, boring. And truthfully, they were right. Because the stream is not going to do well just copy paste it over to YouTube. So we redid that video again and opened another box. And we kept it succinct. It's much better. It's a much better video, and we're promoting that one now. We've got a few likes, a few subscribes, nothing huge. But I think it's a good job. We did it in 4K instead of 1080p. Awesome, better quality. You can see the cards, and I had the good mic set up so you can hear my voice. I can't read well. Eyes, vision, English. Anyway, I tried my best. So go there and watch here's the link. Other than Mystery Booster 2, we started scanning our collection of Pokemon stuff to really start selling singles. We have a pretty big collection of Pokemon. Way bigger than Magic. So we're going to start listing our Pokemon stuff on eBay, TCGplayer. TCGplayer generally better for lower value cards, less than $2. eBay generally better for singles that are over $2. The fees are around the same, but generally people pay a little more on eBay. I think the more savvy buyers will go to TCGplayer to save a couple dollars, which if you're into making money, go where the people are spending more money. They're on eBay. Other than that, we've just been honing the process. We've been doing almost 20 orders a day now for the last couple days because of this Mystery Booster craze. And we're organizing things further. We're buying some more folding slide out drawers so that we can filter things, keep things organized. There's a lot of piles of cards right now, which is not conducive to proper business. So getting organized, that's on the menu. Anyway, let's hop onto the computer and I'll show you the spreadsheets. Oh, do you want to roll? Should I roll in the middle? You're going to watch the spreadsheets. I'll put the clip of the roll at the end, and then we'll know. Maybe we'll get more than a single digit. Fingers crossed. Come on. I'm over here now. Don't be alarmed. We lost Finn. He's in bed. He's taking a nap on his own terms. He's all horizontal-like instead of vertical. Anyway, check this out. These are the finances. You can see a lot of red, and that's concerning. And I don't know if you can see, but the red is kind of going in the wrong direction. But here's another thing that's going in the right direction, the green. So look at this chart. This first one are the totals. Ignore the line connecting them. That's just the total gains, losses. And there's something to be said between revenue and net revenue. So here's the next chart, right? Gross revenue and net revenue. Gross revenue, almost $1,500. Net revenue, $1,100. So why the difference? So the difference is fees, shipping costs, and other miscellaneous expense. Almost all of it's from either credit card fees or the marketplace fees. So TCG and eBay, and also Shopify. To an extent, a lower extent, there are fees on all these platforms. That's where the fees are coming from. So here is the first page. This is what we got to know. When are we going to make a green number show up in this column? So what's interesting, and you need to keep in mind, is that the red numbers here, not all of them are true expenses. Some of them are inventory. In fact, the vast majority of these numbers are inventory costs. And inventory is an asset. It's not really an expense. It's an expense in the sense that it costs us money to get. But the idea is that when you sell this stuff, you make that money back in with some profit. So let's get into it a little bit. Revenue, I broke it down by month so I can see trends. August, obviously, we're just starting. We just sold a couple things in August before we really kicked off. And then September, which is where we are now. It's September 21st as I record this. And we're doing okay. So the shop has one order. It was from our brother, Cameron. Not our brother. Sounds weird when you're married. So $4 on the store. Not great. We're hoping to improve that. This is also where we have the least amount of fees. But TCG, check just that. So here's our August stuff. So $71 in August on TCGplayer. Gross amount, so the product amount, right? And then you get the shipping amount. In the beginning, we didn't know about non-machinable stamps. We tried to send these out with forever stamps, which are cheaper, right? So we charged the minimum TCG allows for level 1 to 3 people, $127. When you get to level 4, you're allowed to choose your own pricing lower than that, but the minimum for new people is $127. So that's what we had it set to for a while. And then you'll notice in the after shipping fees and PayPal fees that there are a couple ones where we actually lost money. And in this, without this spreadsheet, I would have just kept selling things, for 80 cents. This was an 80-cent card. We lost 4 cents on this. That's crazy to keep doing. This one, 30-cent card. We lost 47 cents to ship this. So clearly that's not going to work. We needed to up our shipping costs. So you can see down here, we jumped to $179, which covers the cost of the non-machinable stamps. And, the fees. The fees are a problem because TCGplayer fee is flat. So here's that, right? 10.25% on every sale goes to TCGplayer. But this here, notice that there is a percentage, and then there's a flat fee of 30 cents. So for every transaction, you have at least a 30-cent credit card fee. When you sell an 80-cent card, the fees plus the shipping means no, not worth it. So yeah, we had to up the shipping a little bit. I'll get to in the expenses here, the cost of shipping, but let me just show you eBay sales. Similar kind of story here. We always ship on eBay for free. We offer free shipping. And the idea is that we roll most of that shipping cost into the increased item value. So on eBay, people are willing to pay a little bit more for the same product. They just either less savvy or they trust you on eBay, whatever it is. They go there, they spend a little bit more money, but they also always expect free shipping. So free shipping is something we just decided that we're going to be the people that we're never going to charge shipping on eBay. It's going to be rolled into the price of the item, but people love psychology. They love the idea of free shipping. So unfortunately, when you sell something for $1.28 on eBay, they have the exact same pricing model where there's a minimum 30-cent fee. Yeah, you're going to lose out. So 153.46 means this is a net loss. We're not going to try to sell things for less than $2 on eBay. It's not makes sense. Anything above that is usually more profitable to sell on eBay because people, again, will pay more for the same item, even with shipping included. They'll pay a little bit more. It's what we've seen and what we've personally, anecdotally, and on other YouTubes, people are telling you do that. So for expenses, here's what we got. Again, didn't start here, but I made the columns and rows for next year easy to populate. And I made some formulas here to gather it by month, right? Same thing as revenue. Had the initial setup, and the initial setup of the company was a lot of money. And here's our cost to ship. These are literal exact dollar amounts for the price of shipping a card to you. So envelope, penny sleeve, non-machinable surcharge, which is $119, but they charge you money to handle it when you order online. And I think you can order it in person somewhere, but our local post office didn't have it, so we had to order them online and we had to charge. So $120 for that. We have a shipping shield. We choose not to use top loaders for our products because they're not as cool. I think the idea of the shipping shield, the cardboard container, has some appeal and some value in it. And it's also recyclable. You know, less plastics going in the trash is a good thing. Anyway, in addition to that, we have the thank you flyer, the team bag to keep everything waterproof. Printed invoice, there's a tiny cost to ink and paper, right? So $153. If the item in packed form is more than 1 ounce, we need to put an additional ounce stamp on it. And every time we do that, it's another 28 cents. You know, if you have over 6 or 7 cards in an order, it's probably going to be over 1 ounce. So up to almost $2 in shipping. So when we charge $179 on TCGplayer, we're hoping that we can cover most orders with this little bit of margin and kind of covers our handling in that way. But if we have to do an initial ounce stamp, we're going to lose 10 cents and it breaks even most of the time. Most orders are less than 5 cards. And when we do the bubble mailers, so right now our policy is anything over $20 in value, we're going to put in a bubble mailer with tracking. And the average USPS Ground Advantage shipping cost is about $4 in the United States from our location. Occasionally it's $3.95, sometimes it's $4.25. Again, this isn't an exact science. And if we're on TCGplayer, we're only charging a flat rate for all cards. So we get that $179, but it's not going to cover the bubble mailer because we choose to include tracking. Now, I know a lot of people that run these companies, they don't do bubble mailers or tracking on such low value orders. We probably will up that threshold when we get more comfortable selling things and we have more feedback. we can't risk bad feedback when we have 20 people giving us feedback. That percentage is big when one person in 20 doesn't like your product because you shipped it poorly, you didn't have tracking, didn't have insurance. That stuff's important, right? So if we had 10,000 orders and one got messed up, maybe we'd be okay with that small hit on feedback. But in general, we try to make sure your package gets there safely, and we're tracking an insurance that comes with a USPS Ground Advantage shipping bubble package is peace of mind, right? So we use Pirate Ship. It's generally accepted as the best, cheapest way to get these, and we use a thermal printer to print the labels. We don't want to be using tape sticking on postage. It's a pain. So that's cost ship. Here's our startup fees, shipping scale. The Massachusetts LLC initial registration is $500, and it's $500 every year. It's pretty steep. It's one of the steepest in the country. Other states have different fees. Sometimes they're as low as like $75. $500 is big. So, if we're making 10% margin, that's our goal. We're not, but that's our goal. We need to sell $5,000 worth of product to even cover the LLC registration. So again, when you think these totals, these are real fees. These are overhead fees. These are not inventory. So this is a cost that we don't get back from selling a product. You have to think 10% margin. So if we have $1,300 right here, we need to sell $11,000 worth of product. That's daunting. That's scary. And, the volume we're doing right now makes us a little worried. We're hoping volume continues to ramp as we get more reviews and we get our process down. We can ship more orders a day. More sales, more profit. We got to chunk down this. But again, remember, we're doing this in our home and with a virtual office. We're not doing a brick and mortar. If you had a brick and mortar, you could charge more on product and get more margin. But you also have way more overhead that's not going to be covered by sales. It's not an asset, right? It's not inventory. So the overhead on a brick and mortar is enormous. We've been looking at places, just curious. And, the smallest thing we can find is like $1,500 a month for a little like 10 foot by 10 foot square. If you want a decent sized place with play spaces, chairs, tables, all that, you're going to look at like $3,000 a month around where we live. And, Massachusetts is not cheap in general. And if you're close to Boston, it's even less cheap. So this is what we got for startup crust, printer, some simple stuff that we only really need to buy once. And maybe we need to buy custom playmats. Those should be here this week, hopefully. But that'll be good for like ripping ships and taking pictures of the cards. Right now we're using an old PAX playmat that Alex had on her desk, and I steal it for photos. But anyway, admin stuff. So we've got the virtual office and we've got the domains. We pay for RNG Games' Patreon, and that'll give us access to some of his in-stock product. And just because we like supporting the guy, we have the eBay store subscriptions. We have the Shopify yearly subscription. And yeah, that's basically it, right? The virtual office. This adds up. So I put these going forward. These haven't happened yet, but these will be the costs because they're recurring monthly charges. So $1,300 in that. Advertising. We started doing some advertising on the YouTube videos to promote those and try to get some more views. So we did one for the Minskin Boo and we got 800 views with that and 7,100 impressions, which is pretty good. I think they're worth it, especially for $30. Not a big deal. Editor Adam, remind me to blur out my credit card information there. I don't think you can do much with the last 4 digits, but I don't want to test that. I hid the columns on the other ones. I just forgot that one. So shipping supplies. This is a total that should be mostly covered by the orders, right? We want to either include that in the eBay price or we tack it onto the TCGplayer orders. So all of this is kind of a soft cost, right? This is potentially recouped. You had to do it up front because you had to buy a bunch of stamps. You had to buy the letters, the boxes, whatever. But you'll recoup that as you sell the product. So this is less of an issue. This $700 should come back eventually, or at least, break even. If we're lucky, bubble mailers, we're going to lose a little bit of money on bubble mailers for the TCG orders. But we make a little bit of margin. We make the 20 cents because we do $179 and it's $151 to ship. So that sort of breaks even. Not a huge issue. Now, inventory. This is what we've been spending a lot of money on. Some of this was buying our own personal collection from ourselves. We bought it from ourselves at 50% market price, and we did that because when we sell the card, you have to have some sort of cost basis or else you're taxed. They think it's 100% profit if you didn't spend any money to get it. So we bought it from ourselves. That was a big chunk. But then we bought a lot of Duskborn. We bought some Pokemon stuff. This was our test order from Southern Hobby that may or may not need to be blurred, I think. Yep. Editor Adam, blur this number. And we also ordered some more Southern Hobby stuff down here. Definitely blur this whole column, Adam. No, I'll show you the total up here, and I'll try to show you some of this. You remember, if you show the price, you will you'll get screwed by the distributors. So Editor Adam, you're gonna have a fun time with this. Anyway, we bought some stuff from Japan as well. This wholesaler, hopefully it's not a scam. We sent some money. That should be here next week. And this is all soft costs, so $8,139. That's not really an issue, because if you are selling the product, which we intend to do, this is covered. This number could be $1 million. If you sell $1 million, you net out, right? So the trouble is selling the product. What we need to do is we need to start doing whatnots, like I was saying, whatnot TikTok. We got to get product out the door, because selling it on TCGplayer, if you're not the cheapest possible option, or you're not conveniently what somebody's looking for, and you had a cheaper thing that they bundled with another thing, and maybe you'll get a sale that way. But for a new person starting out, you got to be the cheapest for anything to sell on TCG. eBay, similar. If you promote your post for 2% or whatever, you might get to the top of the list and people might be too lazy to scroll past it. But on TCG, it's just like, here's the list, here's the cheapest one. People click that, right? It makes sense. So we need to build an audience. We need to do it on social media. We're trying to do it with YouTube, trying to do this thing. Yeah, so that's about it. Poor me has to edit out this column. I'm just going to hide the whole column, which sucks. You can see individually what the items were, but I can't. And you can see the grand total, but I cannot show you some of these prices. But the inventory is a big hit. So of this, let's go back to the cash flow. We've earned $1,100 in net revenue, remember, after fees and taxes, all that. And we've spent $12,000. So netting negative $11,000 in basically 1 month. We started kind of at the end of August, right? It's a feeling. It's a scary thing. And if you didn't have the money and you finance this through a business loan or, home equity loan, something like that, it would be a bad idea. Definitely don't get into this business if you don't have a little bit of cash sitting around. So that's it. That's for me. Have a good week, everybody. We are very overwhelmed with the mystery and humbled and happy about the Mystery Booster 2 sales. $317 we sold Mystery Booster 2. That's pretty good. 2 boxes, so we didn't break even because each box was $250, right? But yeah, it's still listed and we're still selling stuff today, so feeling pretty good about that. And yeah, excited for the next week. More sales, hopefully. Let's keep at it. All right, on to the roll for the week. Eh. It's a 14. That's good.